I have with me Brandon. And Brandon was at our town hall that we had recently, 2 weeks ago now, I think, and free speech forum. And I met Brandon for the first time, and it was good to meet him. Brandon is from That's the Point. That's the Point on YouTube. And he is an independent media journalist. And I wanted to talk to Brandon because he was at the rally in Portland, Oregon over the weekend. And I saw a video where it looked like he was being attacked or he was just defending himself. And I wanted to talk to him about that. Brandon, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate you bringing me on here. It's an honor. It was awesome meeting the first time, and I thank God for being able to get this chance to talk with you on here.
You're welcome, man. It was an honor to meet you as well. Happy Men's History Month.
Yes, happy Men's History Month.
Thank you, man.
That free speech forum was amazing.
It was something else, huh?
Yeah, that was amazing.
It was, man.
I haven't been to something like that, so that was awesome for me.
Right on. You were up in Portland last weekend at the rally there. First of all, what caused you to go there? What made you go?
So I wanted to cover the event, and I also wanted to march on, for the end domestic terrorism position. I wanted to stand up and also show my love and support for our country.
Yeah.
I'm not a Proud Boy. I'm not affiliated with anybody. I do my own thing. I'm pretty much a 1-2-man show with my independent media. And so I love my country and I'm a patriot and I stand up for the right thing in our Constitution. So I wanted to go out there, cover the event.
How old are you, Brandon?
I'm 33, sir.
Right on. And what was the atmosphere like in Portland last weekend? What was that like being there?
So originally our march that went first, it surprisingly went off without a hitch. It was pretty almost as perfect as it can get. And the atmosphere was actually pretty good because everybody was showing love and patriotism, and we were feeling the hate from everybody else on the outside. But our love, love supersedes all. So it felt great during then, but later on when that whole march ended and everybody left, I went to go actually pick up another reporter that stayed back. And when we got around that's when the mobs of people were just roaming the blocks of Portland. And and it was a pretty hectic scene out there. It was a lot of tension for sure.
Why if the so-called Antifa people meant well, if they meant good, if they were for America, why do you think they have to put on black and hide their faces and bring weapons and they start hurting other people? They're so violent. Why are they so violent if they're standing for America?
So that's the whole deception. Just like the enemy deceives the world, how he's not real.
Right.
The deception is for them to call themselves Antifa, anti-fascist, when they're actually fascist.
Right.
Using fascist tactics.
Yeah. So
they don't stand for America. They hate America. They just want to. A lot of them, to be honest with you, I feel sorry for, and we have to pray for, because there are a lot of young men and women that are being misled and brainwashed just to join a group, and they're being manipulated by the leaders of Antifa.
Yeah.
They're being manipulated and molded into little super soldiers that have no idea what they're walking themselves into. That being said, not all of them are like that. Also, because a lot of them that I've came across are evil, are like just evil people. They don't stand for America. That's the whole thing. They're trying to destroy our values and our core values.
I totally believe that. I want to play this short video of you at the rally fighting with Antifa. First of all, once I play it, I want to know, is it you, and how did this happen? How did that fight start? Here's the video.
Please stop.
Amazing. So that was you in the video?
Yes.
And how did that fight get started?
So originally, if you look up on my YouTube channel, there's a video called Vantage Point where there's like three different videos of angles of that
Right.
situation. Originally, what happened was there was a Marine veteran, highly well-respected veteran who's been to overseas and toured in Afghanistan, Iraq, things like that, and he was he's a conservative Republican, and Antifa knows him from being at all the rallies. He's a pretty famous guy in Portland, and he's a Marine veteran. So I didn't know any
What's
of
his
this at
name? You
all.
know his first name?
Greg Isaacson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's always got a bike. He's got his mustache, and he was wearing his green vest, and he was just sitting there peacefully on his bike. And they recognized him and started antagonizing him after they blocked this black car, this young chick, from getting, driving down a street that wasn't supposed to be blocked off.
Right.
So I went to the window of the girl, and if you look on the video, there's a video, a 360 video that you can see where I'm moving the people out of the way, telling them to get out of the way for the car so she could drive through. And they're trying to, now once she goes through, they turn their attention on him and start kicking the back of his bicycle. He tries to move out of the way, and then he turns around and tries to leave peacefully, doesn't say a word, just gets on his bike and starts walking. Then they spray him in the face with silly string. So at this point, I walk up and I try to get behind him
Yeah.
so I can push people away and just let him get away, safely.
Right.
So that's exactly what we were doing. And if you watch the whole full video, we're walking down and I'm blocking Antifa from hitting them from the back. Originally, somebody had a shank, and Antifa, one of them had a knife, and I ran up and pushed him out of the way. And you can see that in the video too. I actually highlighted that on my Twitter, and somebody sent me the screenshots of the episode when I told them that happened. They went back in the video and found it,
Right.
and it's clear as day. You could see that they're walking with a shank in their hand, and I run up and I cut back and I tell them, I said nobody's touching them. Back up, nobody's touching them. And then he just kind of like broke it and put it in his pocket. You could see the whole thing.
Amazing.
And so we were protecting him.
How can people see the whole thing? What's your video? I mean, what's your site? YouTube site?
Yeah, that's the point with Brandon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were
And,
you concerned for your life in that moment?
At that point, honestly, I was just worried about him getting out safely. I didn't think anything of me. I just focused on making sure that he was surrounded, and whatever came around, I handled that situation because I felt like I wasn't in fear at that point.
I know.
I only fear God, never man.
I saw this video of Cuomo. And so the president tweeted out Cuomo video, and you were credited for that. And it was Cuomo saying that, was really yelling and carrying on to some guy, and because the guy called him Fredo or somebody.
Yeah, so the whole misconception with how everybody spun this story is amazing to me. No, and this is why I'm glad I want to bring this up, because Hannity jumped the gun, just like they did, how they were smashing CNN and the whole left media for doing the Nicholas Sandman, how they jumped they said that he was the one instigating this and that,
Right.
when they didn't even know the case. Well, this is exactly what they just did to this scenario. The guy isn't a heckler. The kid wasn't going there looking for Cuomo. He didn't know he was there. He was just at a bar and on vacation with a couple of his friends. They were standing at the top of the stairs, and I believe either Chris Cuomo walked up or they walked up, and he saw him at the top of the stairs. Now, the guy doesn't, mind you, he doesn't watch CNN like I don't.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I didn't know who Chris Cuomo was until maybe a couple months ago when Tucker Carlson was talking trash about him. That's the only time I ever heard about him. So this kid walks up, recognizes his face, can't put the name to it, but remembers Rush Limbaugh calling him Fredo on his show.
Right.
So he was like, oh, well, maybe that's his nickname or something. This is what he's telling me. And so he goes up to him and says, hey, Fredo, can I get a pic with you? Just like that.
Wow.
And so the camera, he was ready for the picture with the camera, right? And then once he said that, he noticed Chris started losing it. So he pressed the video button and started recording.
Really?
Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. The kid didn't go there looking to heckle and set him up, and Billy Baldwin retweeted saying that I was the one that tried to set Chris Cuomo up. It was so ridiculous what he was saying. Like it's so crazy how they spun the story when nobody even called and did investigative journalism to ask the source of where the video came from. I have the whole conversation in text from front to finish of when he sent that to me and asked, the whole situation of him saying, "Hey, I really didn't know his name was Chris Cuomo, so I asked." Hey Fredo, can I get a picture? And they spun it, and what they did was justify Chris's actions. And I guarantee you, nothing happens to him on CNN for him snapping and threatening somebody who simply asked for a
Right.
picture.
No, nothing gonna happen. Has any of the media retracted or apologized for jumping the gun?
Nobody's called or asked or said anything about it, and they continue to talk on it and continue to say, "Oh, well, you don't. It's not right to just go up and heckle somebody out there. You got to respect." And then Sean Hannity said that there was children there, and there was no children present.
I
The
was going to
children
ask
were
you
not
about
present
that. Were there children there, and Chris was Chris' son there, or anything like that?
No children were there. He was with a woman and one other gentleman and maybe a group of other guys. I don't know if it was security or his friends, but they were at a bar/restaurant. It was the Sunset Beach in Shelter Island, New York. It was the Sunset Beach Bar and Grill. And
Amazing.
there was no children there, and that's why Sean Hannity retweeted that, and then he was speaking on it like you don't with their family out there and all this, and I've respected Sean Hannity since I've been into politics, and I've watched him growing up, and it saddens me to have to point that out, that he did exactly what CNN did with the Nicholas Sandmann case. And so did Ben Shapiro, and so did Tucker Carlson, not Tucker Carlson, I'm sorry, everybody else in the five, saying, he was heckling him. They didn't even ask the source to find out if that was true or not. The kid legitimately, and now he's afraid to even come out and do interviews about it, like he's scared.
I didn't see Sean's show that day, but I was told that he was talking about Cuomo protected his daughter.
Yeah.
And that wasn't true either.
No, there was no kids there. There was no children there. The guy either walked up the stairs, saw his face, recognized him. Because listen, I could recognize a lot of people that's on TV too, but I don't remember their names.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but the dude listened to Rush Limbaugh all the time, so he's put two and two together. He's like, oh, maybe his nickname or his name is Fredo. I don't know. He's not that important. Who goes looking for Chris Cuomo? Who is Chris Cuomo? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
who is this dude?
That's right.
You know what I mean?
The president said conservatives never learn that they always defend Democrats when they do this. So even the president criticized the conservatives for defending Chris Cuomo when Chris is the enemy of the conservatives, one of the enemies.
And that's why I know Trump is not a politician. That's why I know for sure, with this experience of what I've just experienced of being independent media, and then always, looking up to Fox and looking for the real news, from them, to see that scenario play out personally. That's why I could say, like, how many other stories have been like that now?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's
Now
right.
I have to question, like, because that like in the whole thing in the movie, he says, Fredo, you broke my heart. Well, right-stream media, right-wing, conservative media, you broke my heart because none of you did investigative journalism to ask the source of where it came from to see what really happened inside of this guy. You know what I mean?
I'm being
They
told.
automatically demonized him, Jesse.
I'm being told that Sean said, is this the right quote? I say good for Chris Cuomo. Hannity tweeted, he's out with his 9-year-old daughter and his wife, and this guy has been a jackass in front of his family. And he also tweeted, Chris Cuomo has zero to apologize for. He deserved the apology. And what do you say to all that?
I think it's ridiculous. That's what I'm saying. Is Hannity broke my heart.
Maybe somebody gave. I know Sean. I've known him a long time, 25 years, and almost 30 years. No, I'm not 25, but 30 years really. And maybe somebody gave him the wrong information because I can't imagine him just jumping the gun and putting out bad information. I'm not defending what he said,
Right.
but I've known him to always try to put out the truth of what happens.
And I would agree with that statement all the way up until this point. And this is what I'm saying. He did jump, like the story was fresh. So whatever information he got from somebody else.
Yeah.
But even that, if you're going to be out there putting something so major and saying such a bold statement, I think you personally, he should have really, really done some extra research, because nobody called me asking me what happened. You know what I mean? Because I have the whole text log that I could send.
So that's a tweet from Sean? Yeah. I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You said now the guy that was in this confrontation with Cuomo is now afraid for his life?
Well, he's afraid to come out and say anything because of his family business that's in New York. His dad's a business owner, and his parents are like, don't let your information get out, stuff like this. I have the whole log, and I could even send you off air that log and show you exactly how the kid was like scared, and legitimately, from what he's told me. Legitimately, he didn't know. He just recognized his face and put the name from Rush Limbaugh together and innocently asked for a picture. And they automatically have demonized him to be the bad guy, which I don't see how they could do that without doing any investigative journalism. I just don't get it.
And I would think that it would be interesting for someone to be out at a bar with a little girl, with their daughter. Why would you take your daughter to a bar?
I'm just trying to figure out where the kids came into play. Who said there was kids? You know what I mean? Like, who brought up the children? Dude said there was no children. And I was actually trying to pull the security footage. I was trying to get the security footage from Sunset Beach that day just to prove that. You know what I mean? But that was a runaround mission.
What clip do we have, Joel? You mentioned it?
The actual altercation between Cuomo and the kid.
Oh, let's see it.
I thought that's who you were.
No, punk ass from the right call me Fredo. My name is Chris Cuomo. I'm an anchor on CNN.
You're much.
Fredo is from The Godfather. He was that weak brother. It's an insult to your people. It's like the N-word for us.
And hey, listen.
What?
I don't want any problems.
Yeah, you're gonna have a big problem.
What's the
It's a
problem?
little different on TV.
What's the
Fucking insult me like that.
Hey,
Then own what you said.
listen,
Take
man,
him-
I don't
yeah,
have
what?
a problem with you, man.
Yeah, you're gonna have a problem.
What? What are you gonna do about it?
I'll ruin you. I'll throw you down these stairs like a punk.
Stop.
You didn't know what you were doing when
I
you
thought
called
it
me
was your
Fredo?
name,
You
man.
didn't know.
I thought it was your name.
You didn't know, right? Hey, you didn't know what you were saying, right?
I thought it was his name.
I'm breaking it up. I'm breaking it up. This is my body.
Hey, look at all these cameras. You're in for it. You're in for it.
what?
Amazing. That's the video you're referring to. The guy said, I thought it was your name. That's Cuomo there. He's telling the guy, I thought it was your name. It was time to drop it and go on at that point.
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand something. You're not that important, Cuomo, Fredo. You're not that important, Fredo. Nobody knows you like that, Fredo. Like, you're not that important. Who goes looking for a CNN anchor just to get a rise out of him? Who does that?
That's right. Well, I am sick of conservatives defending Democrats and liberal media and all that, because the liberal media and the Democrats never come to the aid of conservatives. But for some reason, they're just so willing to go and defend them. It's the crazy. I don't know if they're trying to make friends. I don't know what was going on with Sean there. Maybe he got bad information. But over the years, I've never liked it when Republicans and others would defend liberal Democrats. Those people are evil. I want to show you something before I let you go. And I want you to explain it to me.
Yeah.
You remember this?
Giant MAGA hat. Yes, sir.
I got to take my set off here. Remember this hat?
Yes, sir.
And tell the folks about this hat.
Yeah, so there's a company called GiantMAGAHat.com. They sent me that hat, and by the time they sent me in the mail, I already purchased one because I wanted it faster.
Right.
So I had gotten two in, and so that hat is amazing. It's a foam made hat, easy to put together, super triggering out there. It's awesome to represent for you. If you want to stand up for what you want and make a bold statement, I don't think you can get any bolder than that giant MAGA hat right there.
It's the first hat I've ever worn in my lifetime that fit my head. My head's so big, I couldn't find a hat until now.
Well, that's a great thing about that foam hat. It fits all sizes.
If I should wear it to a rally, would it tee off Antifa?
Yeah, you may have you may have a mixture of milkshake with that. With that
Amazing.
foam.
Thank you, man. You gave that to me at the free speech forum we had. So thank you for the hat. I love it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just, that was a token of, a small thing that I just wanted to show you. I respect and appreciate everything that you do for us, and the truth that you speak, and how you stand up for real men and alpha males. Because I identify as 100% zero soy content in this body.
Right
So there's nothing beta about this, right?
That's
So
right.
Totally respect.
So Brandon, tell the folks again how to get to your YouTube site and how to whatever you're doing so they can keep up with you.
Yeah, for sure. So YouTube, go look up "That's the Point" with Brandon. In the link, in every video, check the description. I have all my social media links. Also, we're about to start selling the "Don't Get Flip" shirt, so that's going to be up there as well. It's the pancake boy I wore. You guys can see it. I was in that video wearing that shirt, and I flipped a couple pancakes out there. So. Yeah, so stay tuned. I appreciate it.
I really wish you well, man, and thank you for standing up for America. We need men to start standing up. Still don't get angry, but speak up. Defend yourself, protect yourself. But I'm really happy to see young men, men, period, but especially young men standing up for America. So thank you for that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and I appreciate the opportunity.
All right, buddy. We'll have you on again. God bless you.
God bless. Thank you.
All right. That's Brandon. Check out his YouTube, folks. That's the point. All right? You won't regret it. Amazing.